Sag, welcome to your bonus in-depth reading. That is yours and theirs. I hope you're well. I hope you are fabulous. Like always with yours and theirs, take what resonates, leave what does not, and reverse those energies as you see fit. Okay? Especially with readings like yours and theirs, as energy exchange and interchange is real, rapid, and fluid. Having said that, your person that I see on this board today, might include or involve the energies of a significant other, spouse, boyfriend, girlfriend, lover, ex of 5 years ago. However, I would also ask you to include or make space for those other perfectly common elements I'm just as like to see. Work stuff, family stuff, spiritual stuff. Like I said, perfectly common elements. But also default. Take what resonates, leave what does not. Okay, you guys, let's get cracking. We're going to put down the baseline for you, them, your shared energy, and then we're going to clarify throughout. Oh, yeah. It's been a while since we've had the in-depth yours and theirs. What's up? What's going on? Show me, Saji. We're almost in your season. We're so close. We are so close to that Sagittarius season. Everybody show me temperance. Well, to be fair, people were showing me a lot of the lovers for the past couple of weeks, but also temperance. What's up? Again, your side, but reverse energies as you see fit. 6 of Wands, the Hierophant, 8 of Pentacles. Well, don't you look good? Happy, healthy, productive. 5 of Cups, Page of Pentacles, Page of Wands. Very different. High Priestess, 10 of Swords, 7 of Swords. Yeah, I think you know what I'm talking about too. Overview, the Empress. Yeah, I see that you are looking very, very productive, my dear. You look great. You really do. You're a little powerhouse of energy, aren't you? Now, it's great. Empress is in your overview. You. Really taking care of yourself, leaning into empowerment these days. And overall, what you're showing me is a devotion to productive activities. Okay? If it makes sense to you, if it lends to your way of life, you are there. And I say, business has been good. Oh my goodness. But yeah, you are flourishing right now. You are absolutely flourishing. You're doing great. Look at you, so relaxed. Well, you look relaxed. You do. I would even say confident, a bit cheeky too. 6 of Wands, the Hierophant. I'm just doing my thing, whatever. And you happen to be very good at your thing, Age of Pentacles. So yeah, you're showing me a lot of spiritual devotion to what it is that you stand up for, what you believe in. You believe in yourself, you believe in your work, and you very much tie yourself to these things. Now, if there's any other commitment here, we will see that. But for the most part, you're saying you like who you are and that you believe in the right things for you. And then you work towards them. That's beautiful. This one's different. 5 of Cups, Page of Pentacles, Page of Wands. There's sadness there attached to somebody. Sadness of the past. Page of Pentacles, Page of Wands. It doesn't tell me too much. I just have someone here who's very, very sad. Page of Pentacles, Page of Wands. Again, that could be anything from I'm thinking about doing something to I feel too small and kind of helpless to look at this or address this. So I don't know what's going on there. It's so different from where you are. So different. Someone who's clearly a figure in their world, who takes charge of it, owns it, devoted to it, committed to it. This is what I stand up for. This is what I believe in. This is what I devote myself to. And it's like, I'm sad. And that's it. Okay, we'll see. Thing is that you know, or at least you intuit. Intuition. Okay? A High Priestess, 10 of Swords, 7 of Swords. You strongly feel that, yes, the pain is present, hurt is present. You also strongly suspect that it's not necessarily a point of discussion. It's not ready to be addressed, or you feel like it's not for you to address. Okay? Perhaps you feel like it's for them to address. I am very curious. Let's take a look at you. Let's see that Empress, please. There it is on the split. Five of Cups with the Queen of Swords. The Empress. Ace of Wands, Page of Cups, Ace of Cups. Well, who are you talking to? Oh, you're talking, or you will be soon. I'm not trying to tell you what to do. This is either you or it's not. You look great, and you're talking to somebody. Eight of Wands, Page of Cups, Ace of Cups. There's so much love present. There's so much love present. It looks like we'll be tipping into the love cup here pretty soon if you haven't already started. So you're talking to someone who makes your heart feel full. Page of Cups, Ace of Cups, it's sweet. It's very sweet. There's a simple sort of joy in there too. But it's coming from a very full place in you. I love it. So, soon enough. Soon enough. Soon enough. I don't know if that's coming towards you or if you're generating the conversation. I don't know. I don't care. It looks great. It looks great. Your heart's smiling. That's wonderful. I love that. So you look so good. You look so happy. You're talking to someone who could be water. I just looked at, again in the split. Knight of Wands, Queen of Cups. Yeah. There could be some exciting activity there coming from a very loving, warm place. Sure. Sure. That's for some of you. Six of Wands, the Hierophant, and the Eight of Pentacles. Things are going very well for you, it seems, at work. You're getting some recognition there, some kudos, pats on the back, or overall there's just a good vibe that all is going well. And that's a core value to you, okay? That you do the best you can every day. Let's see that Six of Wands, please. King of Wands. Oh, the Lovers. Oh, Knight of Wands. Get out of here. I don't... Whatever, man. Whatever, man. No, this is great. Yeah. Oh, my. Yeah. Absolutely. So, conversation, first, it's in the space of water, which is wonderful. It's very respectable. It's lovely. And it's authentic, which is great. Like I said, you're talking to someone who makes your heart smile, and it makes me smile in turn because it's just so... on point. It is so wonderfully on point. It's making me smile. I love it. And then the King, and then there you are. You're a little more activated right there. The Lovers. There's that Knights of Wands again. Yeah. Well, no wonder you feel so darn good. Who wouldn't? Anybody would feel good with that kind of energy. Absolutely. Yeah. Now that's your kind of more natural state of grace energy is the King and Queen of Wands. Okay. This one absolutely makes you kind of stand up and pay attention. The energy's on point, feels very confident. More of that natural fire side in you, which is something I would expect to see for a fire sign, is a kind of natural provocation of the feel-good energies. Confident, but you're also showing me you're relaxed there. It feels really good. The Lovers and the Knight of Wands, you're like, all systems go, baby, let's go. That's great. You're so alert. You've had your coffee right here. Oh my, yes, someone who can match you, honey. Yeah, someone who can match your frequency. Yeah, it's very attractive. Oh yes, the heat is on, as they would say. The heat is on, the chemistry is on point. But what I like though is the respectability of the Empress here in the Ace of Cups. So I know it's coming from a very emotional place, but it very much attracts you in the terms of fire forward. Okay, so your element is on point. And the opening dialogue there is on point. I love it. Okay. But so things are going a little bit more well than just being at work, eh? The Hierophant and Eight of Pentacles, however, you do seem to have a very strong devotion to your 3D world, which is good. Okay? So you have a grounded side, and that's, again, defaulting to a core value there. Okay? It's a good one to have. That's very attractive in and of its own right. The Hierophant... You also could just have some straight up Taurus in your chart. Sure. All right, let's do that Hierophant, please. King, like I said, you might have some straight up Taurus in your chart. King of Pentacles, Two of Wands, and the Five. Oh, okay. You're reflecting back on this. Okay. Okay, so you do have very much a strong grounded side, and you're saying this is a responsibility for you. Okay. You say it's your responsibility, or at least you deeply feel that this is part of who you are, or something that is expected of you, or that you would expect from yourself. There with the Hierophant and King of Pentacles tends to be inflexible, and that's not necessarily a bad thing. Okay, you've already kind of showed me a devotion to what matters to you. Okay, you have core values, and you're saying right now, at least at this moment in time, one of your feelings of obligations, responsibilities, duties, or core values is to try to talk to this person over here with the Five of Cups. Okay, so your opening's beautiful. That seems to be going quite well. I'm seeing an energy here that represents the possibility of a deep love attachment as well as a deep lover's connection. One that absolutely engages your fire and that sense of worthiness, overall worthiness. Okay, this is worthy of me, therefore I'm going to pursue it. I'm going to be open to it. I want everything that this could possibly bring. And then a part of you breaks off here relatively soon, or perhaps, you know what, it's ongoing, isn't it? It's a little ongoing. I see you break off a part of yourself and saying, I must do. I'm not telling you have to. I'm not saying, Saggy, you have to. A part of you breaks off and says, I must do this thing. King of Pentacles, Two of Wands, Five of Cups. So this Five of Cups person, we'll get to them in a minute. You feel an obligation, bare minimum, to talk to them. I'm curious as to why that is. It could be that they're family and they're going through a hard time. But you said it's my responsibility. Okay. With the Hierophant there. You're saying that's a core value to you. And you stand by your word. Okay. So you're saying that you have absolutely, I guess you could say, made space for this person, this energy. And that you are devoted to that space in some way, at least via communication. Two of Wands. Okay. All right. You're saying it's important to you. Ace of Pentacles. So you got a lot of irons in the fire. I don't quite know what that is. But we'll see. And it's admirable. Okay. I said I would be there for so-and-so. I'm going to be there for so-and-so. That's it. Is that ongoing? Someone who needs a little extra support at this time. All right. Eight of Pentacles. It's important, otherwise they wouldn't be showing me that. But you would know best. Eight of Pentacles. Queen of Pentacles, Six of Cups, and the Ten of Cups. Oh, joy. Isn't that wonderful? Isn't that beautiful? Oh, my goodness. So much quality of care in there. You have such a beautiful inner circle. Now, it may not be huge, or maybe it is. I don't know. But it's so much quality in there. You're very grounded. You're quite the homebody, aren't you? And that's okay. You like your world quite a bit. You do. Six of Cups, Ten of Cups. I'm not saying that tied to one person. It's actually multifunctional social systems. You know so many quality people. You have several soul bonds in your life. You do. And they all mean something unique and important to you. You have a fairly large family network, don't you? I'm thinking you got lots of siblings, too. It just feels that way. It just feels that way. It does. It really does. It feels like you're surrounded by quality people. You really are. And you're saying that's a big part of who you are. You're saying you've showed me responsibility several times. So there's a huge devotion to your household and anyone who dwells within it, and that includes your family systems, even if they're not directly in your house. So it's not just about where you are physically, in your physical location. It's everything that surrounds it. So this is a fairly large, it looks large to me, a fairly large inner circle with a lot of deep bonds in there. Ones that go way back. And you've been harmonizing with for years. And some of you spend just as much time in there as you do in work, and then possibly trying to incorporate this into your life as well. Okay? But yeah. Gosh, you have such a strong external self. And then your inner world is very rich and private a little bit, yeah. But very rich indeed and vastly connected. Oh, my goodness. You just have so many family and friends. And it could be I could be seeing a lot of connectivity given the upcoming holidays, which is perfectly normal for this time of year. But, gosh. And of course, I believe you're absolutely making the effort to include this person more into that world. It's gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. It's beautiful. You look so secure. You look so secure, capable, and very, very responsible. You have emphasized or highlighted provider many, many times. The responsible one, the secure one, the capable one. Many times you have highlighted that. Not really as a bragging point, but it's just you're saying it's second nature to you, or perhaps some of you associate that with your primary nature. Okay? But this one, I tell you this one speaks to your fire. But yeah, that has just started to open up. It looks so beautiful, so freaking sweet. Oh my gosh. Okay. Now, what's going on over here? Let's see this Five of Cups, Page of Pentacles, Page of Wands. Like I said, the energy is so different here. So different. You told me, okay, I need to talk to them. Or it's like you're showing me, see, I committed to that. I made that responsibility. That was my choice. I have to honor that. Okay, you're showing me I have to honor this portion. Okay, what's going on with that person? Let's see that Five of Cups. Every now and again, just got to do a little check on that microphone. All right, Five of Cups. Let me tell you, it's always the weakest point. It's not the camera. It's not any of the software. Microphone is always the weakest point. In my experience, yes. Temperance. You. Four of Swords. Seven of Swords. Man. This person relies on you heavily for your insight and your calm, steady influence. This person has a lot of doubts and a lot of fears. Seven of Swords is here twice. Oh, they're going through something. So I don't know who this is to you, but I see that they lean on you energetically. You see it as responsibility that you committed to. For how long, I don't know. I don't know if there's a time frame on that. I just see that you expect it of yourself. So that means at some point in time, on your timeline, you committed to being there for this person when they need it. And it looks like they're needing you again. Okay. Temperance, Four Swords, that is your power card. It could be that you're connecting, or this is a fellow Sag. That's not the point. They reflect upon you, literally reflect upon you when their mind gets out of control or they're afraid, fearful. They look to you to soothe them constantly. So many fears, sadness, Five of Cups. They get lost to the past. Often. Yeah. The confusion of the mind takes them back to the past and kind of locks them in there. They doubt themselves a lot, don't they? They're going through something. And I say that they lean on you. Okay? They lean on you to get them through it. Okay? And you made it a point to connect to them every so often as they need it, as agreed upon in some way. Perhaps this is someone, just as an example, you check in with, you make it a point to check in with perhaps once a week or whatever. Page of Pentacles, Page of Wands. What's going on here? Now, Seven of Swords. So many fears of the mind. They get locked in the past, doubt themselves so much. And you do your job. I see it. You create a soothing effect for them. I can see why they come to you again and again. Okay, I do. You're good at it. What's the origin of that? What are they going through? Page of Pentacles. The Hanged Man. Page of Wands. Page of Swords. They put so much space into reflection, but no action. And that, I don't mean that as an accusation. I mean literally this person's supporting action-oriented energies, all pages. They constantly think about what they could do, but they don't take action on it. And anytime they get close, the fear kicks in and they withdraw the action. They withdraw learning. Pages, pages, pages. A ton of reflection on what they could be doing. And this is where I tell people there's a big difference between the theory and the application. They seem to be existing solely in theory. I don't see them applying what they've learned or have been reflecting on, but the inclination's there. It is there. I've seen it. The inclination is there. To do something, to do anything. And then they get locked in their heads. They get so close, they get their tippy toes all the way up to the line. But then they don't step over it. What is it they would like to do? They overthink about doing things. Knights of Cups, Queen of Swords, and the Devil. God, they're so afraid. They're so afraid. That's a lot of fear. Just to express themselves. To own their thoughts, to own their feelings. They're terrified of the Devil. It's like they don't trust themselves, do they? They really don't. Whomever this is, bless them. I hope they work through it. And I say that they lean on you, but honey, you can't make them do more work than they already have. They're struggling with something that you can only help so much with. Okay. It almost looks like they have a phobia that keeps them trapped in place. And I really have nothing but sympathy for this person. This is that person who I feel like they know they should seek good counsel or expertise, and then they don't. So they lean on other people that they know, and they clearly trust you. And I'm grateful for that person on their behalf that they trust you. And you give them some soothing effect. Hey, don't worry about it. That's in the past. It's not going to keep you from moving forward. Only you are keeping you from moving forward. You're so close. You could be so good at this. You can try this. And then they get psyched up for like a minute. And then they talk themselves out. It feels like they are trapped by fear. It reminds, I'm not saying anything about any sort of diagnoses or it reminds me so much of agoraphobia, you know. I'm trapped here in this space, and I get close, really close to taking a step outwards, and then I can't because all my fears and all my negative associations of the past come rushing back, and they keep me locked in place. So I'm just saying that as an example. It's not an absolute. I would never. No, this is someone who is terrified to be themselves, to do something different, to open up to what they've been studying and thinking about and reflecting on. And be their own person, to be their own man, to be their own woman. It's their energy is so tight and small. It's almost like they're saying, "Don't notice me, don't notice me." So, it's so much fear. It's so unexpected. This is very unusual. It's coming up in your reading because it's important. Otherwise, I wouldn't have seen this portion. I told you that, and you showed me commitment to them in terms of. I'm there for them when they need me. They know that when things get really bad, they call me, right? And I'm there. Or you make it a point to check in on them. And they reflect on you very kindly. They do. They say that you help them keep their fears in check. But when it comes to them standing on their own 2 feet or being their own person, I don't see their energy move past pages. Honestly, this is quite phenomenal. They have the theory, like I said, of opening up and doing something different. But the application, no, it's back to Fearsville. I hope that they make more progress. That's what I'm saying. I am very happy that they have you to get them through. I am guessing some of the more crisis moments. Get them out of their head a little bit. But they need more assistance. They really do. Okay. That's a lot. Those poor little pages don't have a chance. I can see the authenticity of that person. I can see their mind, which is sharp. You know they're intelligent. They have their own emotion. Knights of Cups. And then fear kicks in and says, no, you can't think your own thoughts. You can't feel your own feelings. Whatever it is you're thinking about doing, forget about it. No. And it shuts down. So, whomever this is, your commitment to them is solely that sense of responsibility that you portioned out to them. FYI, just for some of you, it's not meant to scare you. You would already know if this is your situation. Expect another round of that soon. Okay. I kind of get it. You have an outstanding sense of providership, responsibility, and the cultivation of resources around your inner circle. I strongly suspect this is someone who is a family attachment. Not absolutely, I don't know. You get to have that call. It's just, you said it's a point of pride for you to make sure everyone's doing okay in your world. This is what grounded instincts look like when you put family first and responsibility first around family. That's pretty much what it looks like. You've done very well for yourself in terms of coin. You know who you are, you know what you're about, you know what you're capable of. I've seen it many times for you. You've had a lot of success there in work. There's a creative element to what you do as well. I like that. There's a freedom and possibly a flexibility around your work as well. But for the most part, it's done well for you in terms of providing home and stability around that and providing for you and yours. So I know family is important to you. So it wouldn't surprise me then if you said, this person I know, they need a little extra help from time to time. It comes from this instinct to make sure everyone's okay and provided for. Okay? So yeah, I can't help but conclude this is someone who runs along the line of kin, family. Okay? This opening gorgeous deliciousness, oh my goodness, I'm so glad that you're connecting to that and opening up to it. And if things go well, I can't help but assume that you're going to want to ground with it further. You know, that seems to be who you are, which is wonderful. The High Priestess, 10 of Swords, 7 of Swords, what you share. Instinctively, you know that fear and pain is a big part of this dynamic, okay, with this person. There's that 7 of Swords again. And that, you're right. I mean, it's difficult and you understand and you even empathize here with the High Priestess of what they're going through. But you're saying it's also on them to get a little more confrontational with it or to work through it, and that's also correct. That does not stop you, nor should it, from being a person of support. You said that's important to you. Okay, then. You continue to live up to that as you see fit. But also, you're right. While you know what freaks them out and scares them, and you are very sympathetic, you cannot make them fully confront what they don't want to. It's almost like they're going out of their way to not seek proper help or assistance. And that's how you know someone is really, truly encased in fear. Okay. Let's see that High Priestess, please. Eight of Pentacles. Mm-hmm. 7 of Pentacles and the 9 of Wands. Yeah, you've tried so hard to work with them. So your intuition's correct. You've tried so hard to work with them and help create stability, but there's constant resistance to consistent effort. There is resistance here to consistent. I mean, again, this is beyond your control. You cannot control this. You've tried. Clearly you're prosperous. Clearly you're into stability. Clearly. And I think that you've tried to walk a path with this person and show them these things, these skills, and what it is they can achieve for themselves, but there's constant resistance, and specifically inconsistency of it. They'll only go so far down that road before they start putting up resistance and blockages. Okay. But yeah, you honestly, you can say you've tried, and you've seen their effort. You have. But you're saying that there's a repetitive behavior problem here. Once they get going, maintaining that momentum. Okay, that's been a problem. They lose sight of the goal, they lose sight of the game, and they give into the fear all over again. Is this person struggling with perhaps not just fears of the mind or phobias or things like that? Is there issues here? With substances, maybe? Just throwing that out there as a possibility. I honestly don't know. But I have to say it's intriguing up until a point. But this isn't their reading. It's yours. I just see how it's a part of your life and how they're on your mind. And they're in your spirit. Okay? And you've tried to walk them down a certain road, like hand in hand. It tells me your experience with the subject, too. But there's only, and you know this from experience, there's only so much you can do. Okay. But I respect the fact that you check in with them, and that's a good thing for you. Nine of Cups, the Chariot, there it is, that constant. It's like struggling to make the decision to do what's right and move forward. King of Swords, the Chariot. I feel like that person's largely sword-oriented or air. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, doesn't have to be. But this is, regardless of that, this is someone who gets trapped in their head. Okay. Chariot, Nine of Cups, resist moving forward even though it's good for them. And they know this. Ten of Swords. The fear of failure is quite high. Being locked into patterns is quite high. And intuitively you feel this. You've seen it. You wish nothing for them other than to move on. You really do. To make progress. And like I said, they tiptoe up to that line and then all action halts. Seven of Swords. Again, seen over here for that. Three of Cups, Six of Cups, the Three of Swords. See, this person is part of the bonding system I see over here in that inner circle. They're terrified that they'll be rejected if they don't move forward or if they don't change their ways. And okay, so there's a lot of pressure on them then to make changes. They don't make the changes, and so they end up fulfilling the very thing that they're terrified of, is that they'll continue to be rejected by the inner circle. They have you. You have not rejected them. Don't get me wrong. You stopped trying to lead them down the path, right? And that was correct of you to do. You can only do so much with that, okay? You did your part, probably more than. And then you started to moderate it. It's like, I'll check in with them. Yeah, so this person's literally kind of in a cycle of fear of being rejected, haven't made any changes, so in a way they are rejecting themselves from the inner circle. As much as they would like to connect to you in that space, and not just you, everybody else in there. And there's a lot of folks. This is someone whom you've known a long time. A long time. You understand their origin. You understand their particular story. You understand their quirks, their fears, the eccentric part of who they are. Hey, you know. And they have it in their mind too. I would love nothing more than move forward, but something here keeps them locked in place. Okay, so this is interesting. Just to recap at this point, because this is where it gets really confusing. I saw you as the core character. You look great and wonderful. Okay, you've done great. I see that you are opening up to what looks like a brand new, loving, exciting connection, one that can take you places. And if it goes well, perhaps we can ground it into our inner circle. That would be nice, right? So you, that special connection which is just opening, and then someone here who you are deeply acquainted with, you have an outstanding history with. They're one of your soul bonds, and I think that's one of the reasons you haven't given up on them. Okay? You're not formally rejecting them, but you're no longer actively involved like you used to be in their life. They're going through things that you do personally understand, but you also realize you can only do so much. While they try to make progress, a big part of them locks up and freezes and says, I can't. They're also terrified to create any more space in the inner circle or be involved anymore for fear of rejection, for lack of progress. So that's the third person here, okay? So 3 distinct energies. Yes, I'm not going to lie, I would like to have seen more for your new connection here, which is so beautiful and it speaks for itself, but it's looking so exciting and new, and oh my gosh, this is just opening up. I just started talking to them and it feels so right away, so precious, so vulnerable, but also so very strong. But you remain consistent. You are a constant source of steadiness and strength and resource. Strong provider. And you take your family attachments very seriously. So whomever this is, I almost want to say they're like a sibling. I don't know. I mean, I could be wrong. It's whomever meets this criteria, and that's if this reading, resonates. I hope that one day they can truly get past these pages and get out of the theory and into application of moving forward because it's right for them. I hope that they seek more assistance or help because their sense of devil is strong and that fear of rejection is really strong in them too. Okay. All right. Let's pull some oracles for you. But yeah, like I said, you have a lot of irons in the fire. You do. But I love apologies in reverse. Okay. Forgiveness, return, sorry. Apologies in reverse. Okay. So I'm sorry. They can't. No apology from the situation. Perhaps something not correct was said or done and has yet to be apologized for, but you're still the one person who's trying to be in their corner, help them through it from time to time. And that might be one of the things that holds this person back is because they've yet to apologize. Maybe that's all it takes. I don't know. Maybe someone here is too damn stubborn for their own good. Mistakes, misunderstanding, victim. Okay, we're playing the victim here. Okay. Why is it so hard for that one to apologize? Mistakes were made, sure. Misunderstandings happen, absolutely. But someone is kind of playing into this idea I'm a victim or a lost soul, or it's not, I can't help it, or it's not my fault. Yeah, that's also a fear-based pattern. You know, being in denial of one's faults will often keep us trapped in one place. You bet. It allows us to think we didn't do anything wrong, but it will not allow us to move forward either. It's the karma. Karma. Someone's living up to their karma. So again, karma is one of those words that people tend to think it's a dirty little word. No, karma is neutral. Karma is always neutral. This is what you earned. Okay? It was either some good stuff or was some not so good stuff, but either way, it's what was earned, therefore it's neutral. So karma and how we receive it might feel good or bad, but also, is it what we earned? There you go. Okay? Karma is karma is karma. Someone's playing into that, I believe, now. It seems to me it might be a simpler debt to clear if we would have just apologized and own our shit. But perhaps, well, from this person's point of view, it runs much deeper than that. God, there was such a huge fear here about being rejected by the inner circle if they hadn't made change or progress. To think it could be fixed with an apology, a little bit of understanding. Okay. A little bit of understanding about where we fucked up, where we went wrong. A little bit of that can go a long way. Okay. 21 mountain blockages. I really want to get away from this. I understand, but it's where I'm seeing some of you now or relatively soon. Yeah, blockages, huge blockages on that one. 21 message. 7 incoming messages. I did see that in your opening there with the communication, with that cup interest. Timing, matter of time, compass, true north 16. Good. Okay. It's almost kind of like saying in a cheeky way it was about time. Distant horizons 36. Okay. All right. Yeah, it's upcoming. The situation that seems like an unending block. Distant horizon, it's going to continue to play out a certain way for a while. Okay, I'm not trying to be a Debbie Downer, but it is there. So 7, 16, 36, 21. I would really love to see more on this new fantastic entry. It looks like it could be a lot to you. The most amazing love of your life or the most intense connection of your life. So I would love to see that. I really would. But yours is obviously what you would call a diverse reading today. Okay? In other words, it's covering a lot of territory. And that's fine. That's one of the advantages of the in-depth is that I can cover a lot of territory. All right. Hand, in need of help, assistance, and guidance. I know, you've tried. I saw that right there on you. And that's one of the things I like about your High Priestess is that when you reflect on this situation, you can honestly say, you tried. You really can, honestly. But you can only walk the path with somebody holding their hand for so long. If they want to continue to be inconsistent and not do the work and not be willing to follow an example, a good example, just not. You cannot do the work for someone that they don't want to do. You cannot make someone apologize that doesn't want to apologize, even if it's in their best interest. Position of authority, throne. It could be seen here as the emperor. Yes, I see you as being the person of authority in this context, but it could also be in that space of perhaps stubbornness. Okay. Holding out. July. Last July might have been very, very important. Upcoming July might be important. I'm not reading that far out, but for some of you, July is confirmation for one reason or another. July might have been the last major incident with this person. It's for you. Or it's not for you, okay? Okay, F-E, we have the medallion of Scorpio and then Leo. Leo can correspond to July, absolutely. So you might have these very strong placements in your chart. Could be connecting to, or the seasons might be important to you, okay? Currently in Scorpio season, the owl's in reverse. I strongly suspect this person has very air-like qualities. When they're on form, when they're intelligent and observant, it's on point. When they're being logical and rational, it's on point. But when they don't want to see something, this is where the mind takes over in the negative. This is where air is a con. All elements have pros and cons. Air's is famously mental entrapment. So if there's something here we don't want to see, if there's something here we do not want to observe, if there's something here that we do not want to discuss or take action towards, we won't. That's it. Okay. From their point of view, they might see it as a space of authority. I have nothing to apologize over. And it's that very thought, thinking, or action that's keeping them trapped into fear. So it has nothing to do with empowerment. It's often misconstrued in that way. I have nothing to apologize for. Then you stay where you are. And that's not empowerment. You have a very limited territory in life, if that's our thinking. I strongly suspect this person's part of the inner circle, i.e. family, friends, and in some way, something here got screwed up. And they refuse to see that. Yeah, the soul bond, I saw that here with the lover's connection. And then also multiple points of reference for the inner circle. And then even this person, you feel like they're deeply bonded to you. Okay? But yeah, your bonds run very deep and you have many. Now, I'm just being a little bit nosy. Do we want to go back to the baseline? Okay. I just want to keep, yeah, okay. Yeah. Ooh. Strength. Very strong connection, very strong love, I believe. Could have to do, again, with that Leo energy. Number 8 as well, that is their power number. Page of Cups. There it is, it's opening. There it is. It's opening. It seems to be soon enough. It's so sweet. It's so vulnerable. Yeah, it speaks to you. Don't get me wrong. This one charges you up, fireside. But also, you can see the practical investment in it in terms of it could lend to stability. Could be for you. It could be a connection that is absolutely of your worth and rank. You know? In other words, very much worth your while. You get to choose. I see that side of you. But it'd be nice that you get to connect to somebody who can connect to your fireside. And then strength of love too. Okay. Saggy honey, I hope this helped you. Put in the comments. Take care. Be well.